Welcome to Den and Denim. I'm Dan, and we've got some exciting news this week. Brit Eaton, aka Indiana Jeans, has found a pair of Levi's duck pants in Tombstone, Arizona that might be one of the oldest Levi's items ever. They're being featured at this year's Inspiration LA convention in Tokyo. Thank you, Mose and Sajid, for the awesome pics. Brit Eaton is a denim archaeologist going to old mines and buying old lot cases, all in search of the oldest and rarest denim items in the last 2 centuries. He is responsible for discovering the 9 rivets, the oldest Levi's riveted denim jeans. And now, we have this pair of duck pants that is quite particular. There are 2 unique features, and they give me goosebumps because they are so cool. The first is the arcuate. The arcuate wasn't on the original 1873 duck or denim waist overalls. It was introduced sometime in 1874. My theory is that Jacob Davis was playing around with the sewing machine and liked the accentuated look of the wavy arches, and Mr. Strauss knew that this would be one of the distinguishing factors to detect a true pair of Levi's from a knockoff. And the arcuate will go through its own evolution. More about that in this episode 1875, Oldest. This arcuate is unique and even has its own name, Bullhorn Arc. It was placed much higher than the standard arcuate placement, and you can see the shape is more like bullhorns projecting upward. This gives a whole new perception about the inspiration of the design. Before we were thinking rolling hills, birds in the sky, the crevice of a derriere, something pretty to look at in the scenery. The cowboy western motif was strong in early San Francisco and might have been what Jacob Davis was looking at. Either way, this is a cool detail, and this is a growing story that has changed with more evidence over the last century. The next detail is the rivets. The first Levi's riveted pants, and the ones Jacob Davis made in his Nevada tailoring store, had unbranded copper rivets. Then at some point within the following year, they switched to rivets that were branded with LS & Co. SF Pat May 1873. And they left the Pat May 1873 until 1890. And they are unbranded rivets, except for 2 of them. One on the waistband and the other on the crotch. Those have the Pat May 1873 stamped on there. So these were definitely made during a transition stage. And here is where I get shivers just thinking about it, but it is possible that Jacob Davis was meddling with this exact pair, or instructed the seamstress who was handling them. They were affixing the standard unstamped rivets, and then a delivery of the new ones came in, and a crowd huddled around to see them, and they punched them in. This could have been a very exciting moment in late 1873 at the Battery Street factory. I've talked in the 1875 episode about some pairs that might have been from Jacob Davis pre-Levi's, but we don't know. We have seen the Bullhorn arcuate before. This was on a pair found by Mike Harris, and he took it to Levi's, and they told him that it wasn't a pair of Levi's because it didn't have the LS & Co. stamped rivets. Denim historian Dean Hashimoto has a theory that these could be a company called Great IXL, which had a license to use Levi's rivets. Levi's did make their own knockoff companies and authorized some rivet usage pre-1890. The Tombstone Levi's, as they are known, also feature a side tool pocket, which we believe was an addition in the mid-1870s that lasted until 1890. It is a particularly long one on this pair. Also notice the high-waisted watch pocket, the black selvage line. My impressions of this piece are, wow, remarkable, what a find. These details are a spectacular piece of evidence to show the evolution of the jeans at the early stages. In a sense, it adds another few pages to the next books. They are faded, and that can be from a number of reasons. The original color was probably a raw, unbleached cotton fiber, like the clothing sold from unbleached apparel. 5% off with the code DENINDENIM. Check out items made from fox fiber, and you'll see this brown orangish hue of gorgeousness that actually gets darker with each wash. This duck cotton got bleached white by borax or sunlight over the years, and what's so interesting is that the black selvage-lined thread stayed so dark. This was before synthetic dyes, so whatever was making that black dye was made black with something very strong. In most pairs, from even 100 years ago or 50 years ago, the red selvage line is bleached pink or by washing or by sunlight. Even white. You can't even tell that there was a red line selvage in a lot of old pairs. So this is remarkable. My hopes for Levi's recreations is that when they redo the duck pants, which by past cycles seems to be every 5 or 10 years, so 2028 or 2033, we might have them again, and maybe they will do this pair with the bullhorn arc and 2 branded rivets plus 7 plain. Maybe in a distressed pair, maybe not. Fun note, these were found near Tombstone, Arizona, and predate the OK Corral shootout. Yes, 100%, without a doubt, could these be the actual pair worn by Yes? A witness to the shootout? Possibly. The original owner was probably a miner who could have worked, been there in 1881 or before. Maybe he played cards with Doc Holliday. Maybe yes, it was Alkali Ike.
Last year, Akira from Mushroom and myself, Brit Eaton, Carpet Denim Sales, Original Indiana Jeans, we brought the greatest pair of Levi's in the world to the Tokyo Inspirations show, and we sold them for a record price that's ever been achieved at that show. This year, we're bringing an even better pair. These are the Tombstone jeans from Tombstone, Arizona. They date to about 1875 to 1880. You can see one of the 3 special details on them in this video. To find out about the other 2 special details, you gotta come see them at the show. And let me tell you something, they're worth coming to see.
今回も素晴らしいパンツを持ってきます。皆さん来てください。
Arigato. Yumeji, Tokyo. 3. Konnichiwa. All the rivets, none of them have any marking, right?
Yeah.
Nothing except one rivet is Levi's, the oldest rivet they make. The oldest one, even more rare than the 1873 rivet. And so we sold the pair that Akira had, the 1873 jeans with the, you know what I mean? We sold them at the Festivus.
Yep.
So the Levi's had told the Smithsonian and other institutions like the Met that wanted to buy them, the Levi archivist said, oh, they're not Levi's because the rivets weren't Levi's, right? But anyway, so this proves that Levi's was wrong, right? Because this doesn't have any mark there, nothing, old, and then they got the patent, and it's like the first time they get the patent, right? They put it on there. So this might be the first ever pair that has the Levi patent on it, right? Because I told Levi's, I go, that's crazy. How can you say they're not Levi's? Because they don't have the patented rivets. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Do you think that they weren't selling jeans? They were waiting for the patent? No, they were just going to the hardware store and getting generic, regular rivets. It just makes common sense, right?
Yeah.
You make a product, you're selling that product. You don't care about the patent.
Yeah.
Especially back then, nobody really cared.
Yeah.
Everybody was riveting. Everyone started riveting stuff. Yeah. So you see some 1870s other companies using rivets, but then Levi got the patent and they couldn't do it anymore.
That's the mark.
It's got a rivet too. That one has a rivet there too. Levi Strauss. So the things that I think are crazy is you got the center patch here. You've got this, the tool pocket on front is why I bought them. When I saw that, I'm buying them. You know, like I have to have them. Because it's so crazy, and look how cool it is too.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's wider here and smaller here, and they were just experimenting, you know? It's totally experimentation. Yeah. And then you got this crazy stuff here, coming down, you know, like just whatever canvas they had in the yard they used, you know? And then the arcuate, see how it doesn't come all the way down, it just goes right here? It's a totally different arcuate.
Yeah.
Totally different. Aren't they beautiful? I mean, these are, you know what's crazy though? Is that these are the best item, like in all of Tokyo. These are #1 in all of Tokyo for vintage clothing.
You're calling them the Tombstone Duck?
The Tombstone Levi's.
Okay.
Those are the Tombstone Levi's. They were in a museum in Tombstone, Arizona for 50 years.
Right. Oh wow.
The guy died. The owner of the museum died.
How did you inquire? How did you get them?
Oh my God. So that's a whole story. Do you know the story already?
No. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. All I know is that back pocket is special. It's ridiculous. Like
no, that is special, but even more special than that is the tool pocket on the front.
The tool pocket on the front, which I've never seen. But also the fact that it's got horns on the arcuette, because Levi's themselves don't know where the arcuette comes from.
Right.
They lost all their archive in 1904 or 1906.
It's cowboy horns.
It's horns.
I never knew that actually.
Yeah, it's
I realized that. Yeah, you're right. It's a cowboy jeans.
You know, in the end they went with that option, but this is an earlier version of the arcuette.
Yeah, I know, man. Dude, I didn't know it was horns, but I knew it was a different arcuette.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you the story real quick, okay? I was on vacation in Montana with a couple business friends, like vintage friends that shit for me. I was taking them on a fly fishing trip.
Right.
And we were actually heading to Bozeman, which is the closest city to, where my cabin is. I've had a cabin for like 25 years.
Nice.
So we're heading to Bozeman. It's right near Yellowstone Park. And I get a phone call from a kid I know in Denver. And he's like, hey, are you bidding on these Levi's that are in this auction? Because I want to know, because I won't bid if you're bidding.
Sure.
I don't want to waste my time, I'm like, I don't even know about him. He's like, really? You don't even know about him? I'm like, no, man, I don't. And he's like, oh, well, he goes, yeah, there's these incredible early Levi's that are at this auction. They've been on for 2 weeks. They're only at like $1,000.
Wow.
But he goes, they're probably worth a fortune. So I check online right then, and I find them because he sends me the link. I'm like, holy, these are incredible, and they're only at $1,000 with like 5 days left. So, and the most amazing thing, the auction company is in Bozeman, Montana, where we are heading right then.
Wow.
So I call the company, and the guy's like, oh, I know who you are. I thought about calling you to get the comp on these jeans.
Right, to get some information on it, yeah.
And I go, yeah, he goes, yeah, I only have them listed from 6,000 to 9,000.
So you're driving to the same location where this auction is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an unbelievable story. So we get over to see this guy, and I go, well, who did you talk to? If you didn't talk to me, did you talk to Mike Harris? Did you talk to Corey? He's like, no. I just saw your auction, and I came up with my price based on your auction. I'm like, that's insane.
Wow.
So, okay. So I get there, and the guy says, no, I'll never sell anything like that. I was like, where'd you get the comps? He said that actually he looked at my auctions for the comps. I'm like, because I'm the only one that's really done a denim auction with my Festivus thing. That's where you can find out, Anyway, what makes these so incredible is the arcuettes, 1, the tool pockets, 2, the this stuff going down the leg.
The selvage
on the outside of the leg is insane. 3,
it's wider.
4, the leather patch in the back. 5, do you know that it has leather in the rivets?
Yeah,
I saw that.
In the
rivets.
washer, yeah.
In the washers in the rivets.
I saw that.
6, this one's the most incredible one. So I'm like, are you out of your goddamn mind? You think this guy, the first day he made jeans, already had the rivets that said Levi's?
It's true.
It doesn't even. How is that even humanly possible?
Yeah.
You're just using rivets from the hardware store.
For the first year, they didn't have any branded rivets.
Exactly.
It was just
So obviously, the first few pairs wouldn't have had Levi's rivets. They didn't stop making jeans. People need to eat. Just because you don't stamp your meat with your company name on it, what, are people going to starve?
This jean has got 2 rivets that are branded, right?
Yeah,
Only
2. Yeah, exactly.
Crotch and some on the waist.
Yeah. And the rest are unbranded. So this jean verifies that everything me and Mike Harris have been saying about the other is true.
True.
They are Levi's, just because they don't have, because they have unmarked rivets, just like this one, except this one has 2 Levi's rivets. So this is a transition one between, hey, we're just banging rivets together. Oh, look, here's a couple of our older rivets from last year. Or here's a couple of new rivets.
Yeah.
We're going to use these old rivets. Oh, wait, we got a couple of new ones on the shelf.
That's it.
That just came in the door. Let's use a couple of these, see if they work. That might be the first one they ever put Levi's rivets on, man.
That's true.
It's the first known example of it, for sure.
I've never seen it.
It's the only known example that has unmarked and marked rivets.
Correct.
And even more than the tool pocket.
And it has the horn arcuette, man. I was like, I remember you posted this picture maybe 10 days ago on Instagram, and I re-grabbed it straight away. This has got horn pockets on it, man. It's like, what?
Thanks again to Mosen for the heads up and high quality picks, and for being an all out amazing dude. Thanks for watching. I'm Dan. Love your jeans. Thanks to all my Patreon supporters, my sponsor on Bleached Apparel. I'm Dan. Thanks for watching. Love your jeans.